Fire in the hole! It's time to make some fish on the grill. And I got this recipe from Mad Mac Tennet, and I'll put a link in the description to his original recipe. He uses monkfish, but I'm going to be using mahi. So let me get the coals on the grate and let's get this party started. Please stay tuned. Okay, I got my grill set up for indirect heat, and as I was saying, this is Mad Mac Tennet's recipe for rosemary skewered. He uses monkfish, but I couldn't get any monkfish, so I'm going to be using mahi mahi. And I got some rosemary stalks here, and I got my mahi. And the hardest part about this recipe was finding bread that wasn't sliced, because they want to slice the bread. Wherever you buy bread, they're like, we need to slice that for you. And I'm like, no, I don't want it sliced. So here's my mahi, which is an excellent, a nice fish that we get in Florida here a lot. And I'm going to cube that up and set it aside, and I'll bring you right back. We'll show you the marinade and the process for skewering the fish, so please stay tuned. Okay, so what I got here is this is a rosemary sprig that I've taken the leaves off of, and I'm going to use that to skewer up the fish and the bread. And I've got in my pilon, I've got 5 cloves of garlic, and I'm going to put in the rosemary that I took off the skewers into that pilon, which you call a mortar and pestle. You rednecks call that a masher up thingy. And we're gonna mash that up good. Garlic and the rosemary to release the essential oils in those things. And we're gonna add a little bit of extra virgin olive oil to that to wet that down with. And we're gonna continue to mash it. Mash it up good. And I got some more skewers of rosemary that I got to peel the leaves off of to make my skewers for the fish. And like I said, I got this recipe from Mad Mac Tennet, and I'll put a link in the description to his original recipe so you can see how he does it. That's pretty much how he does it. And he takes that leftover rosemary, cuts it up, puts it in the mortar and pestle. We got our fish cubed up into about 1-inch cubes, and then we're going to cube up the bread into about 1-inch cubes. We got to mash this up. This is for the marinade. I'm also going to add a little bit of salt and pepper, which he didn't do, but I decided I want a little bit of salt and pepper in it. I got to cut up this bread, and then we can start skewering up the I'm going to cut the crust off the bread and make 1-inch cubes out of the bread. And we're going to skewer up the bread with the fish and the rosemary. And then we're going to wrap the whole thing in bacon. Just in case you thought this was a healthy recipe, well, forget that crap. We're going to wrap this whole baby in bacon. I don't know if that's on camera, I guess it is. Okay, we'll get the crust off that bread. And get the rest of that crust off. Cut that up and cube up that bread into about 1-inch cubes, like so. That might be a little bit bigger than a 1-inch cube, but that's okay. That's okay. Cubes of bread. We're going to get that all cut up. This is for our marinade. The crushed up garlic, salt and pepper, and the rosemary left over from the skewers. And then we're going to, I got the bowl of fish here. I'm going to throw some of this on the fish. And maybe a tad more of the olive oil. And we're going to throw in the bread cubes also. This is like, it's still a little different from the way he did it, but it's the way I'm doing it. So, and I'll tell you, you got to check out Mad Mac's channel because he's off the wall, man. He's great. He's a great chef, and he always plays his tune at the beginning of his videos. called Happy Old McWeasel and the Irish Rover. And it's off the wall, man. It's really great. So let's see. This has got to marinate for a little while. I'm going to mix that up. Get it all coated good. Probably put some more marinade on there. Some more olive oil. And I'll bring you right back as soon as we get that ready to skewer up. So please. Okay, so the fish has been marinating in that olive oil and garlic and rosemary mixture and the bread. And now we're going to skewer it up on these rosemary skewers. I'm going to put a piece of fish on there. And a piece of bread. Yeah. And a piece of fish. And a piece of bread. And that's a skewer. Except for one thing. Let's do another one. We're going to put on some fish. That rosemary is all over it, you know. And the bread. Nice cubes of bread. And that one didn't quite go right. Let's get him on there better. Okay. Piece of fish. It's not easy to do. Okay. Fish and another cube of bread. And that bread's, you know, soaked in that olive oil and rosemary. It's going to taste good. Put another piece of fish on that one because there's a little room on that one. Okay, so there's two of them. And what we got to do now is wrap them in bacon. Now you knew that was coming. So we're going to take some applewood smoked bacon and wrap the skewer in the applewood smoked bacon and put them on the grill. Show you what that looks like. There he is on the grill. Let's do another one. And I got a drip pan under there. I'm going to wrap them in bacon. There we go. Don't that look good? Indirect heat for about, I don't know, not too long because that fish will cook quick. I got to put the cover on that. As soon as I get them all done, I'll cover that up and I'll bring you back. We've got to get the Frosty Root Boy mug out and we got to have a beer. And I got a very special beer for today. So please, stay tuned. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that. That's the thermometer on my grill. It's at about 475, almost 500 degrees. So it's pretty hot in there. You know, you got to cook that bacon. Probably have to turn it. But meanwhile, I'm thirsty, and it's time for a tea. As Mac Tennet would say, the tea. Tennet's lager, produced in Scotland. But I think the beer that Mac drinks is produced in Ireland. Well, I'm hoping it's the same beer. It's Tennet's lager. And what I love about the cans are you don't have to have an opener. Just pop the top on that baby. Scooch it into the Frosty Root Boy mug. It's very yellow and light looking beer, and it's got a big head to it. I don't know if you can see that. Is that on camera? Yeah. Let's see. Let's look at that. You see that beer? Nice looking beer. Let's give it a taste. And that is a 16-ounce can, and I will be quaffing the froth off of that whole can. You can guarantee that. So I've never had this before. Mad Mac drinks this every episode, and he calls it a tea. You got to watch his channel. It's off the wall, man. And the best part is the Happy Old McWeasel at the beginning of it. That's really cool. On the 4th of July, 1806. I love that song. It rocks, man. Okay, let's try this beer out before I get too dry. Very nice. Very smooth. It's a lager. And it's very nice. It's got a very nice flavor. Not too hoppy. Not too malty. It's very light. It's not a light beer, but it's a good full-bodied beer. I like it a lot. Let's check in on those fish skewers. Bring you over to the grill. We're going to take the top off that thing very slowly because I don't want to get ash all over my skewers, and I'll probably have to turn them because that bacon's getting cooked. Oh yeah, look at that. Ah. Yeah, I got to turn those babies. You see that? Yeah, look at that. All right. Don't want to overcook the fish, but we got to cook the bacon. So let's just flip these around this way. That bread is getting nice and toasty on there, and it's got that olive oil and garlic, and the fish is not cooked at all. And the bacon looking good. Look at that. A dripping that grease. So we're going to get them turned around. See if we can keep the bacon on there. And finish that up. Drink some more of this Tennet's beer. And I get my old lady to make some yellow rice to serve these on. Although you don't really need rice because you got the bread. That's a little hard to keep that bacon on there. You gotta turn this one around. Turn this one around. And turn this one around because the bread's getting all toasty. Uh-oh, lost that one. That's cool. It's cool. Ah, that rosemary smells so good. Gotta turn that one around. Yeah, it's gonna be impossible to keep the bacon on there. We're gonna cook that up. Get that bacon cooked. I got two more to turn around. Hang on. Get the bacon coming off of them. Let's flip that one around. And flip this one around. Okay, lost the bread off of that one. That's cool. It's all going to come off in the end anyway. And that's my rosemary skewered Mahi Mahi. I couldn't get monkfish. They don't sell it here. They can order it if you want them to order it. But I didn't feel like waiting 2 weeks for it, so I decided to use mahi. I can get mahi anytime. I'll put the cover back on there. I'm going to finish up my beer, and that's the end of it. So be sure and check out Mad Mac's channel because he is a great cook. Everything he makes is excellent. And he always drinks a tea, you see, a tea. He says, it's time for a tea. As far as I'm concerned, it's always time for a tea. But I'm going to drink my tea. I'm going to quaff the froth off the Root Boy mug. That stuff's got to me. I'm starting to slur my words. And let that bacon cook up in there and that fish. I don't want to overcook the fish, but I do have to cook the bacon. And it's cooking. It's coming along pretty good. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Be sure and check out Mad Mac's channel. The link will be in the description. And come back next week. We will drink a beer. I don't know what I'm going to cook yet. It's going to be very close to Christmas. I want to do something special for Christmas. Let me get some more beer before my mouth's getting dry. Hang on. That's pretty good. Pretty good beer. Now I understand why he drinks the same beer every time. But I like to change it up, you know, I like to try different things. So anyway, that's the end of my video for today. Come back next week for another beer and another cook. And till then, stay safe. See y'all later. Bye.